Right, here we are. Let's burst into this. The latest Descent, Journeys in the Dark, 2nd edition, Monster Collection, Visions of Dawn. Just turned up, and this is looks very promising, this one, because it's got ogres and trolls in it, just for a kick-off. So let's get into here. And these, of course, are reimagined sculpts from the Descent 1st edition. So you can use them in 2nd edition. So that's the front of the plastic box, Visions of Dawn, Hero Monster Collection. And in here is an Isfa, Sir Valadir, Nara the Fang and Master Fawn. They're your heroes, 4 of them. And then we've got 2 trolls, 2 ogres and 2 manticores, or manticores, like a lion, winged lion sort of effort. But they all look really good, they do. So let's dive in and let's see what this is all about. And of course you're going to get a couple of little quests in here also. So let's dive in. And it's one of these blister packs that I don't know why they're like this. I wish they could just clip open, but they don't. We have to cut into them. Nearly there. Oh. That's it. And we're in. There we go. Created a flap there. That's the back out. Rules, cards, hero sheets. And let's get into these sculpts. So that's it. Let's have a look in detail. So first of all, let's have a look at the heroes. Get the hero sheets out. See what they have to offer. We've been playing a lot of the game night kits, the fully cooperative Descent, and what's the last one we've been playing? The dark elements, and that is fantastic. That is turns Descent on its head, and it's a true dungeon crawl. Highly recommend it. So we've got Isfa. Let's have a look at him. There he is. Now, wow, isn't he a great hero? I see one of the kids really wanted to play with him. He's got like a big lizard tail. He is a lizard, isn't he, or something? And he's got his knife here, and he's got this, whatever you would call that, on his shoulder here. So his let's look at this first. So he's got a speed of 4. He's got a health of 10. He's got 4 fatigue. And he's got the grey defense die. He's got 2 might, 3 knowledge, 3 willpower, and 3 awareness. And it says his inbuilt ability is you cannot be poisoned. It's pretty handy on quests where you might get poisoned. And at the start of your turn, you recover 2 health. So he can't get poisoned, and he recovers 2 health. So he's a pretty dynamic character. And his one-off heroic feat is, as an action, choose yourself or an adjacent hero, and that hero recovers 8 health and discards all conditions. Wow, so that's pretty cool. So he is awesome. Very useful to have. He's certainly helping the recent campaigns we've been doing. Now we've got Master Fawn. Now he will be this guy here. Get him out. And we have painted up some of our heroes, and I mean with the detail on them they painted. Did we look at him? Did we look at Isfa good enough? Because he is awesome. Loads of details. He's a good strong model as well. He's not flimsy. And he's quite a large model for a hero. So here we go for Master Fawn. It's quite nice. Now, So Master Fawn, he has movement of 5, quite a lot of movement, but he's only got health of 8, fatigue of 4, and the grey defence die. He's not very strong. He's got a might of 1, but he's got lots of knowledge, as you can guess by that big long wise beard. So he's got a knowledge of 5. His willpower is 3, and his awareness is 2. His inbuilt heroic ability is each of your attacks gains a surge. After resolving this attack, you may choose an empty space within 2 spaces of you and place your figure in the chosen space. So you can warp a couple of spaces almost. Very, very handy, especially if there's something blocking your way. His heroic one-off a feat per game. It does not take an action to use. Used when you are affected by an attack and suffer 1 or more damage. Reduce the amount of damage you suffer by up to 5 and gain an equal amount of movement points. Wow, these are really cool characters, aren't they? So that's Master Fawn. So here we go to Nara the Fang. And that has got to be this character here. And it's a she. I can see by the boobies there. Very detailed. It's got 2 weapons in the hand. So it's got a spear and like a blade of some description, dagger. And that's Nara, or Nara the Fang. Okay. Good speed, 5. Health of 10. Fatigue of 4. Grey defence die, of course. Very strong, might of 4. Not very clever, only 1 knowledge. Reasonable willpower of 2. And very good awareness, 4. The hero ability inbuilt, once per round. After you defeat a monster with a melee weapon, before removing its figure from the map, you may place your figure in any empty space adjacent to that monster. So again, this is that's pretty cool. This is a guy that can move about, or a she, sorry, that can move about. The heroic feat. So if you can give her a ranged weapon, you can certainly like warp around the board a bit with that once per game. If you once per round, if you kill somebody. Oh no, but it's same with the melee weapon, isn't it? Okay, so you can move. A monster taking up a lot of spaces. You could move a few spaces there. The heroic feat, 1 off, taking an action. Choose any empty space within 3 spaces of your figure. Remove your figure from the map and place it in the chosen space. Then perform an attack. This attack gains Pierce 2. Very strong heroic feat there. And again, it's like a warp ability, isn't it, almost? So that is Nara the Fang. Now we come to, last but not least, Sir Valadir. He looks a rather camp guy there with his grimace on his face there, look. Great shield. So let's get him out. Oh, and he's pretty cool. He's going to paint up well, isn't he? And again, these are quite large hero figures. I say these are really good hero figures. Some of the better ones, these are. Really nice. Let's look at his stats. So he's got a movement of 4. Really good health of 12. Fatigue of 4. Grey defence die. He's reasonably strong. He's got a might of 3. Knowledge of 3. He's pretty good all round, really. Willpower of 4, and it's just his awareness that is low on 1. It's probably that big shield getting in his way. Right, his heroic ability, inbuilt. Once per turn, after dice are rolled, you may suffer 1 fatigue to add 1 surge to your attack roll. That's pretty good. And his one-off heroic feat, costing an action, recover fatigue up to your stamina, then perform an attack. This attack gains a surge plus 3 damage. So that's pretty good. So all these heroes are very, very good. Now, let's get to the monsters. I must say I'm liking the look of this one a lot. So let's open the cards here as well. So we got the an Overlord card, Hard Knocks. Won't go for everything there. Well, we can, can't we? Play this card when a monster attacks a hero after rolling dice. The attack gains a surge. On a surge, remove the target from the map and place him on any empty space within 3 spaces of his original space. So a lot of kind of warping about in this this box, blister pack. He counts as entering that space and is stunned. Okay, so that's the Overlord card. We got a Truce Breaker card here. We will not go through all that text here. The Visions of Dawn, Overlord reward and Hero reward. Now let's get to the stats for the monster cards. So first of all, let's get the ogres. Now they're the ones with the blades, aren't they? So we got, of course, Act 1 and Act 2 cards here, and we got these ogres. So look at the minion one. Got like a ball and chain here. Yeah, there's his chain. Oh, he's going to throw that, isn't he? That's in his hand. And like a large long sword there. Looks pretty, loads of detail on him. He looks really good. So he's got a movement of 3, health of 6, a grey defense die. On a surge he's got knockback, we'll see what that means. And on a surge he's got +3 damage. That's immense, isn't it? And he's got a blue and yellow die, melee weapon. That's the Act 1. And his knockback on his surge, remove the target from the map, then place him on any empty space within 3 spaces of his original space. He counts as entering that space. I mean, that could be lava or a pit or anything, couldn't he? So, pretty cool character, and that's just the minion guy. Of course, his stats go up for Act 2. And then for the master, there's the master ogre there. For the master, he also has Fleshmonger. And the Fleshmonger, each time a hero whose hero token is not on this card suffers 1 or more damage from an attack performed by this monster, place 1 of his hero tokens on this card. For each hero token on this card, this monster applies +2 to its health. When this monster is defeated, discard all hero tokens from this card. Wow, pretty powerful. So that's the ogres. Excuse me. Right, now we're on to the trolls. I say these are brilliant monsters, aren't they? So let's have a look at these trolls. Let's have a look at the minion. Good sturdy figures. And look at that big, like almost hammer mallet. It's like something Thor would have. They're heavy, good, strong. That's the minion. There's the master, of course. Look, he's got like shields on here. So, it's like a large stone strapped onto the end of the stick there for his hammer. Right, he's got a movement of 3, health of 8, grey defense die. He's got inbuilt backswing and he's got reach on his melee weapon. The Act 1, he's got a blue and a red attack die, backswing and reach on the master as well. So let's just have a look. Oh, look at when he goes to a level 2, he's got 3 dice there to throw, blue and 2 reds. Right, we'll look at this one, Act 1. So his backswing, use immediately after performing an attack to choose any number of figures affected by that attack. Each of those figures tests awareness. If none of the figures pass, each chosen figure suffers 2 damage and is stunned. Backswing's pretty good. His reach, this monster may attack targets up to 2 spaces away. And then the master, for an action, has got sweep. Sweep, perform an attack. This attack affects each figure within 2 spaces and line of sight of this monster. Each figure rolls defense dice separately. Pretty handy to have around. So that is the trolls. And last but not least on these, where are you? Oh, the Manticore. Manticore or Manticore, not sure how you pronounce it. So again, the beefed up with on Act 2 with a blue and 2 yellows. Inbuilt blue and yellow on the Act 1. He's got a movement of 4, health of 5 and defense of a grey die. Let's have a look. So there's the minion. They're just like flying lions, aren't they? And the master. Okay, so on a surge he adds 1 to his range. So he's got a ranged weapon, which must be the fact that he's going to fly at you or something. Inbuilt blue and yellow for his attack. He's got inbuilt the minion has got ravage. On a surge he can pierce 2, very powerful. And also on a separate surge he's got +1 range. The master has also got pierce 3. He's got his +1 on range, and he's also got poison and his inbuilt ravage. So let's have a look what ravage is. Both of this monster's actions on a turn may be attack actions. That's very, very powerful, isn't it, for the Overlord? And he's on a surge is pierce X. This attack ignores X amount of defense rolled on the defense die. Yeah, and then on a surge poison. If this attack deals at least 1 damage, standard fare really. After the defense dice is rolled, the attack is the target is poisoned. So there we go. And another little stat just on the back of these is pretty standard fare on these really. That in a 2-player game you're going to get 1 minion, 3-player you're going to get a master, and in a 4-player you're going to get a minion and a master, and that's on all of them. There we go. Quite a good mix there. Really like the heroes. Absolutely love the monsters. I get to play the Overlord mostly, unless we're playing the fully co-op, and I will definitely be fielding these out on a map. So that is Visions of Dawn. Thanks for. Oh, wait 1 second. Nearly forgot the leaflet. Sorry about that. So we've got the Visions of Dawn here using the expansion. The icon for separating stuff on the cards with this skull there. And then we got Truce Breaker, a little quest there, and the Visions of Dawn quest here. And monster descriptions. So there we go. That is Visions of Dawn for Descent 2nd edition. Thanks for watching.